Today I'm going to talk to you guys about 4 different logo design mistakes that I always used to make. And looking back now, it actually kept me back as a designer, and until I rectified these problems, I didn't really get far in this industry. Every portfolio website needs a good domain name, and that is super simple to do with Hover. Learn more about this first-class service and how to showcase your work through a new portfolio site later in today's video, but also how you can grab 10% off your first purchase with Hover. So the first one is more of a technical issue, and this is where when you design a logo, you often will outline the font, and I made the mistake of not saving a native file, meaning I didn't save a version of the logo where the fonts were not outlined. And this is bad because I can't explain or tell you how many times I've gone back to a previous logo from say 2014 and I can't edit the text because the font has been outlined and I don't remember what the font was that I used. So this is like a shoddy workflow, and it is crucial to save both a native file of your logo and then one is outlined or one that's actually not modifiable. So here is a logo design that I made for a fashion designer back in 2015. And actually they're still using the same design today and their business is doing pretty well. But yeah, I luckily back then saved a native version of this logo as well as having an outlined expanded version too. So I can come back into this design and edit aspects like the logo type, tracking and font and so forth. There are some logos that I've reopened from many years ago and everything is outlined in a destructive manner. And yeah, this is just another headache that you don't want to deal with as a graphic designer. And so the second mistake that I was making was not using mockups to present my logos to the client. And it's not just about the mockups, it's about your whole presentation in general. Now you really want to make the best impression possible with your logo design presentation. And if you can show the client how their logo will look in a real life situation, you have got a whole lot more chance of them accepting the logo and agreeing with you and your design process. Now I have said in previous videos about mockups in a portfolio, but they're really powerful when you're actually presenting your designs to a client as well. Now you don't want to send them many designs, just try and pick 3 to 4 concepts that you think are the strongest and then present them each in a very tactful and a very appealing manner using mockups. So mockups really are powerful and it's something that I say you should introduce into your presentation, showcase, as well as explaining how the logo works, why it works, and your design process in general. You can download loads of mockups for free online, and I will actually leave some links down below for you guys to check out for yourself. So the third mistake that I was making for quite a few years in my logo design career was locking myself into a specific style. Now the problem here is that you might find some success with a specific kind of layout or specific art style of a logo. And then you get a new client and you try to incorporate that kind of style into their brief. And it's kind of like jamming a square shape into a circular hole. It's just not going to work. You shouldn't try to jimmy or jam something into a brief. You should use the brief to come up with a final logo design. And I know it's hard when you do, you're starting out or you do have success with a specific kind of logo. You try and emulate that success again, which is logical, but it's not logical to the client's needs and their business that the logo needs to support. So yeah, don't lock yourself into a really specific style. You can niche down to say like contemporary logos or more corporate logos, but even within these niches, there are quite a wide range of different styles going on. And the fourth mistake that I did make for many years actually is quite a big one, and I do talk about it a lot on this channel, and that is not doing enough research. Logo designing is a problem-solving activity. It is fundamental to research the client, the industry, everything that's going on with that project. How can you properly capture the brand's essence into a logo without fully knowing the brand? It doesn't make sense. The more research that you do, the better you understand the brand and industry, and so the more efficient and the more relevant your logo is going to end up being. You want to know how to target the consumer or the target market that they are involved with, and you want to know exactly how to communicate and what to communicate with that visual design. The design process of a logo should be established in your mind. You should know every single step required to finish with your final design solution. The beginning of your journey should be research, and I would argue that is probably the most important step in the entire process. It's like that saying about how buildings need solid foundations to stand the test of time. The same can be said for a logo. it needs to be built around a strong understanding of the brand. Remember, logo designing is just a visual communication and a problem-solving activity. The more knowledge you have on the brand and the industry, the better you can achieve this. So as you should be able to see by now, setting up a personal presence online to promote your skills is pretty essential. And a service that can really help with that is Hover. Now Hover is a great place to find and grab your domain name, with over 400 domain extensions available to you. So maybe you cannot afford the .com version of your domain name, you will still have many other options available to you. Hover also offers totally free Whois privacy, and you can create personalized email addresses that match your domain. And this is one key aspect to appearing professional online. So as an example, my email address could be tom@satorigraphics.net as opposed to satorigraphics@hotmail.com. It just looks more professional. Hover also has a superb customer support team where they're open to either having a talk, a chat, an email, or even sharing a tweet about your problem. There is also a Hover Connect feature that allows you to connect your domain name to website builders if you are of course using a website builder. Now if you want to grab 10% off your first purchase with Hover, follow the link down in the description box below. So there was a quick video on 4 mistakes that I was making for quite a few years in my logo design career. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this, and of course if you want to learn something else today, click a video on screen. And until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.